My name's Angelo, and welcome to We Want Picks. Jacob and I are going to walk through our bets for UFC Vegas 50. These are our bets. This is what we're doing with our actual money. And listen, this is counter to what we're doing here, trying to grow the channel, trying to get you guys rich. This is not a week that I recommend betting on. Just straight up, this just feels like the type of week that's going to bankrupt a whole bunch of people, and our comment section is going to be flooded on Sunday with, I'm never betting again, this guy screwed me. This just feels like one of those.
It really does, because I'm a guy that admittedly, I will force bets. And even if you look at my slide, this is going to be like one of the most conservative slides you've ever seen in your life for me. I couldn't even force bets this week.
No, it's definitely one of those weeks that a lot of people, there's always going to be the one or two that got the right spot and they're going to brag and pretend they're the best in the world. But fair warning, this feels like a dirty week. If I were you, what I would do this week is I would get your $50 free from us. Just watch, save that money.
How do you do that?
For UFC London. That's a great, excellent question, Jake.
I would love $50. $50 free?
$50 free. And all you need to do is go to wewantpicks.com/bets. We have 5 different betting partners. Click on any of those links, jump into any of those partners, make a deposit, then let us know, and we send you $50 as a thank you. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, however you want it. Literally $50 for free at wewantpicks.com/bets. Make sure you use our links, and then make sure you let us know after you make a deposit.
Yeah, that seems very easy. I don't know why people don't do that.
This feels natural, and they can't tell that we're acting. The offer is very real, though, despite our poor performance. Listen, here's the bets. Here's the bets that I have. You said you're going to have one of your most conservative weeks. I'm the opposite. So I've taken a bunch of chances this week, legit a bunch of chances this week. I don't know why. I do my breakdown before I see the odds, and a few of these fights I was shocked at the odds. So let's talk about it. I'm going with AJ Fletcher. I threw a 1-unit money line bet on him on Sunday, I believe, at plus 211. I think that has gone down. I think he's closer to like plus 170 now, plus 160 now. So other people are jumping onto that hype train. He's fighting Matt Semelsberger. Matt Semelsberger hits hard. He's proven that he can knock people out even with one punch. But AJ Fletcher, he's a gamer on his feet, and he just has those incredibly lightning bolt fast takedowns. And I think he'll do a good job is when Semelsberger looks to strike, he'll just drop, get a takedown, and go from there. So I threw a full unit on him. I can I will more than double my money if that hits. Bruno Silva is another super risky bet here. So Bruno Silva is fighting Alex Pereira, probably the most accomplished kickboxer in the UFC right now. Certainly the most accomplished kickboxer at middleweight. He knocked out Israel Adesanya in a kickboxing match. And the UFC said, hey, let's give him another striker. He'll get a highlight knockout win. And then we could fast track him to a title shot against Izzy. That's the plan. I do think Bruno Silva screws that plan up a little bit. I think he's the stick in the wheelchair spokes. I think he comes in... Did
you just make that up on the spot, or is that an actual phrase?
No, I made it up. Like a stick in the spokes
bicycle,
is real.
You could have went with I mean, Jesus.
It's a dirty card with dirty jokes. Anyway, Bruno Silva, listen, he hits ridiculously hard. He also has grappling and wrestling if he needs it. And I mentioned this a few times, and maybe I'm way overanalyzing. He said
he's not going to use it.
That's what he said. Lots of people say stuff. And I might be overanalyzing this, but Alex Pereira and a lot of these high-level kickboxers, they block like this because of the big kickboxing gloves. The 4-ounce gloves can sneak through that. I may be overanalyzing this, but this would not be the first time that we've seen really high-level kickboxers come over and get knocked out. I'm not rooting for...
We have a bet on this. Me and you.
You and I put $100 on this. So I took $100 from you last time we did that. So hopefully that train... continues to, we did it, and I did freaking Joel Alvarez, you schmuck.
Yeah, but what about the time before that?
Okay, sit down.
Let me check my Venmo history. Let me.
Then I went Terrence McKinney at plus 185. I got in a little late. Terrence McKinney opened up at a plus 250 underdog. I got him at plus 185, and he is still, that line is still moving. I believe he is plus, I'll tell you right now what he is. Right now, Terrence McKinney is plus 140, as low as plus 130 on some books. So that line continues to move. And we've seen Terrence McKinney knock people out. We've seen him out grapple people. He is fighting a really, really tough guy with an incredible chin in Drew Dober. I think he should not strike at all. Use that JUCO All-American Wrestling, get him to the ground, work from there. 3 moneyline bets on 3 pretty big underdogs, so it's worrisome. I only have 1 prop bet, and that's for Semmelsberger and Fletcher to go over 1.5 rounds. It's minus 155, so it's not the greatest odds in the world. But I don't think these guys are going to knock each other out in the first round. I think there's a bit of feeling out. I think there's some grappling from A.J. Fletcher. And Semmelsberger's tough enough on the ground to not get pounded out or anything like that. So I think this goes over 1.5 rounds. And then I have 1 parlay. I've had a lot of success recently taking 2 fighters that are pretty much a lock, smashing them together, and building myself a parlay. I did Miranda Maverick and Magomed Ankalaev. I think Miranda dominates that fight. I think Ankalaev dominates that fight. It's minus 175, but I only put 1 unit. I normally do 2 on this bet, this 2 big favorite prop bet or parlay. But I only did 1 unit here because, like I said, this card just has negative energy, bad juju. It feels like a card that's going to kill people, and I'm not trying to get killed. I already have 3 units on heavy-ass underdogs. Took another one of those underdogs, played the over on round, so I'm not trying to go crazy. Jakey boy, what are your bets?
Same type of deal. What odds did you get for Terrence McKinney? I wasn't paying attention.
Plus 185, same odds you got.
Okay, plus 185. I got 2 units on that. Angelo explained that 100 times over. We both feel really good about Terrence McKinney in this matchup. He looked great at weigh-ins. We just finished watching the weigh-ins. He looked fantastic, jumped up on the scale. Big smile on his face. This guy's got nothing to lose. I'm glad he's getting his money. Eventually, with these short notice fights, he's probably going to run into somebody that is going to catch his name, but I think he's got it all in this fight. So I took that plus 185, 2 units on it. I felt good about it. Same with Guido. I think it's Guido is how they pronounced it in the weigh-ins. But listen, Chris, tough guy. That's all really all he has to offer, in my opinion. I think Guido's the actual fighter in this situation. I can't believe he's even the underdog, so I put another 2 units on him at plus 130. Then we have the props. The Roberson-Roundtree fight, I think it's kind of a catch fight. Or a trap fight. The 2 guys that like to strike, they look like they can knock each other out. They both do have knockout power, but I think they take it easy in the first round. And then I think Roberson's just able, with his kickboxing experience, is able to just kind of point him the rest of the way and is able to withstand the early Roundtree. So I got over 2.5 rounds on that at plus money. Jackson Kirk. Jackson didn't look great at weigh-ins, and I'm on the Kirk side on this fight. He looked a little drained out. He's going to be a guy that comes in. He's going to wrestle. You've seen him get a little chinny at times. I think Kirk's going to win this fight, and does not go the distance. So even if Jackson's able to get him down, TKO him, submit him as a leash does. This is another plus money. I was surprised that this one's plus money, but I put a unit on that at plus money. Alex Caceres, these odds seem crazy to me because I think not the only way he can win this fight, but his best chance against Sadiq in this fight is with his grappling, his submission game. If he tries to strike with Sadiq's going to have the power. Alex also is chinny at times. He kind of throws his chin straight back instead of relying on head movement because he has that length with his karate stance. But if he really wants to win this fight, I think he just goes into the grappling, gets on the back. He's very slick with his submissions. So these odds seem kind of crazy to me, so I put a half unit on all of them. A little bit of a flyer here because he is the underdog as well, but if he's going to win, I see him winning in this manner. So I put round 1, round 2, round 3, plus 25, plus 28, plus 33, half unit on both. And then I kind of have a favorites parlay here. We both are very, very high on Miranda Maverick this week. If you're going to look for a money line, that's kind of like a lock. I know Miranda's like a minus 300 favorite, but that seems like safe money to me in that matchup. She shouldn't have any issues. Carl Roberson, again, I like his kickboxing experience in this matchup to withstand the early pressure from Roundtree. And then Song Yadong. Marlon Moraes is a very, very good striker, but Song Yadong, I think, is going to have the speed. He's going to have the stamina late. I think maybe he even has a little bit of grappling if he needs it, but he should be able to win this fight. He's a 2-1 favorite, so I kind of stacked up some favorites here. Got the plus money on another 2 units. So this is going to be one of those ones where I'm probably going to place more as the fights, leading up to the fights. That's kind of how I like to play these. But yeah, going into these, I was actually looking for more of a favorites parlay. I was even looking for more favorites to even put money line bets on. And even like those minus 130s, minus 150 favorites, I'm like, and I just couldn't force anything. So yeah, I couldn't force anything. So this is what I have for this week.
No, it's definitely a tough card. So I'm with you on that. We'll see what happens. My recommendation, guys, keep your money. Keep it. There's fights every single week.
And put it all on Patty next week. Put it all on Patty next week.
Patty, who almost got knocked out cold in his last fight.
You mean Patty, the guy that won by knockout in his last fight? Yeah. Okay.
Okay, well, we'll break that down next week. Get your free $50 at weonpicks.com/bets. Sign up with any one of our 5 betting partners. Make a deposit. Let me know after you do, and we send you.
He's a minus 400 favorite. I didn't realize that. 400 favorite. Put all your money on Arnold Allen next week. I've already placed a big bet on Arnold Allen.
We will talk about that next week. Get your free money, weonpicks.com/bets, and we will see you Saturday for our pre-fight breakdown.